Welcome back to Americana. This is all about trivia, fun quizzes, pictures, stuff, and most of the time it is all about the United States of America. But today we have an exception. We're going to be looking at crazy looking homes, and this will be our first edition. These homes are found around the world, and they are unique, interesting. How did they did that? How did they build that? So there'll be some interesting things here, and we'll just take a quick look at them. We have about 25 of them. Here's a rental in Wisconsin, and you know what that looks like. And yes, you can rent that and spend a night, a week in it, camp there, and there's your home. Then if I take you to Portugal, this is literally a home built between two rocks, and it is real. You live there. This is someone's home. And so if someone makes a statement, look what crawled from underneath the rocks, that doesn't quite apply, but it sounds like it should. In Missouri, we have a home that's actually, bought a cave, and they built their home and in front of the cave and pulled it out, and then it goes back into the cave itself. And then in Mill Run, Pennsylvania, this is extremely interesting and unique. They were permitted to build this home over a creek or a stream, which you can see it cascades the waterfall, and their home is above that. But as I look at it, they've also built it up on the rocks. They've fortified it with stone. I believe they've got it high enough that if a flood comes along, they'd be safe. In Maryland, this is a very interesting home. Just looks like someone sat down, an architect, and just said, let me see what I can dream up. In New York, there's a Volkswagen Beetle for rent. You can live here, but it is mainly that you can rent this and stay in this. And it is a home. It's a mini home, miniature, but it is and would be a unique experience. Then in England, someone got really creative with this, and you can see what happened. A shark supposedly jumped out of the ocean and landed here. This is one of my favorite ones, for the simple reason is that they actually did build this and turn it and made this look like an upside down house. And the foundation would have to be different, as well as just how firm is this. If you'll notice to the far right, you can get a glimpse of a car, but you can also get a glimpse of a wide walkway. And so there would be, I think with that concrete there, they would have fortification on the home. Go to Honduras, and this is for real. The people bought and elevated an old bus on top of some old oil drums. You can see they're welded and put together stairs up to the front of the house, and it goes back to, and it looks like an old warehouse, and I see another old bus down below. In China, this is a home that is literally built out of porcelain. If you go to Fire Island, New York, here's the people sitting on their front porch, and this literally is their home. In Australia, this is called the Pole House. And if you were to stand on the ramp out to this home, and that's where their car would have been parked to the far right. It's a long ramp, and if you stood there, it would look like their home is actually sitting on the water. Here is a Texas steel house. It is built out of 100% steel. And if you go to Mexico City, here's a shell house. Very, very clever. Do you see the door? Look where the walkway goes to, and the door isn't just a rectangle. It is shaped. You can see the crack, the bottom of the door, and how it would straight up and down on the left and on the bottom, but is angular from upper right to lower right. California, this actually is called the Flintstone House. It's made out of Flintstone. Sort of reminds you of the days of Barney and Fred. Here's a caterpillar house in Chile. And a literal water tower was converted to the water tower house. I think an airport is nearby. And if we go to Japan, this is an acrylic house. And it's not a large house. You can see the very, very small cars parked there, but you see the kids sitting on the edges out there. It's very open air in some places, but in others it's not. But where's the privacy comes in? Where would it come in here? We can't figure that out. And we've seen this before in other places. In fact, I think one of the television stations did a documentary on this. And that, yes, that's a real airplane, the front of it. You can see the wings have been cut, but yet the fuselage goes on back. You see the wheels on the back end. And this is a hotel. You can check in here and live here. Very interesting. Reminds me of the poem, There Was an Old Lady Who Lived in a Shoe. And here we have, and go back to our state of Idaho. Looks like Legos were something Legos would be used to build, but it's not. This is literally a home, and very clever to put the puppy there. But if you look, the puppy is used as the brace for the top end of the house. And yes, people live there. And we'll end this presentation, actually the first of, I think, a series of crazy houses or interesting houses. We go to Iceland, and we commend these people and the builders of this for making this build right in to the side of a hill, although it's not built into the side of the hill. But it sure does look like it. It just fits the country, the great thatching and the sod roofs. I don't know how you mow that, but that's their home, and that would be their problem. And I'm sure they have that all figured out. So I want to thank you for watching this presentation, and I hope you got some ideas. Hope you chuckled a little bit. But in reality, I hope you stood in awe at the innovation, the dream that someone had, sat down and sketched it out, and they made it become a reality. So check us out and all our other videos. You can go to our playlist and check out Americana and all sorts of interesting things there. But also look over the library. We now have over 500 slides, or should I say videos, and most of them are Bible. If it's not Bible, it's probably patriotic. and has something to do with our country and the United States of America. God bless you, and please tune in again sometime soon.